Hey guys, it's Katie here with Life in the Mundane, and I know Christmas is fast approaching, so I wanted to share. I had a lot of you guys who had asked me on social media what we do for our Christmas traditions, how that looks, but I also wanted to add on there what we do on years that are just off, when there's just a lot going on, how we adjust those traditions to meet our family's needs. So let's get started. So, what do our Christmas traditions look like? I have shared several videos with you guys. If you haven't caught them already, I will link them above in the iCards and below in the description. But we have talked about the Sparkle Box and Our Gift to Jesus. We've talked about what we do for Advent with the Truth in the Tinsel, how we read our different Christmas books every year leading up to Christmas, and then how we do a day of service. So that's a lot of things, and a lot of those are prepped before. That's more of what our Christmas season looks like. But as far as what Christmas Day looks like, I kind of wanted to just give you a peek and see what you think. So what we oftentimes do is the day before Christmas Eve. So on the 23rd of December, we do a whole day of service, and usually within that day, we will also decorate sugar cookies. We open one present in the evening, and when we do that, it's usually Christmas PJs, and so we dress up in our Christmas PJs. We hop in the car, and we go look at Christmas lights. And we usually drop by Chick-fil-A and grab one of their Chick-fil-A chicken platters, which, by the way, is a much cheaper option if you are looking for a larger family to feed them. We'll grab a chicken nugget tray, and we will eat those in the car while we're looking around at lights, and it's super fun. And then we come home and we eat our sugar cookies, and we watch the Polar Express or some other Christmas movie and have hot cocoa. And it's just a fun way to kind of get prepped up and excited about the day ahead. Then on the 24th in the morning is our Christmas morning. Now, what this looks like for us, we have a rule that whatever child wakes up last and comes out of the room last on Christmas morning, that's our Christmas morning, they get to open presents first. So instead of having my kids wake up at 5 a.m., I get to sleep in a little bit, and my kids wake up a lot later in the morning. Still up by 8 o'clock or 7:30, 7 o'clock, something like that. And usually we're awake before they are, which is nice. They wake up and we have got stockings laid out on the couch. We don't have a mantle, so we don't hang them, but we have them laid out on the couch, and all their little stocking stuffers in there. We do not choose to do Santa Claus for several different reasons, but we still have fun with stockings, and we'll have all the kids spend the night together downstairs in the basement, so they're all kind of contained in one area. Once they wake up and they're all awake, then we'll go down and get them, and we'll bring them upstairs and let them come into the living room. They get to come in, they get to look at their stockings and pull everything out. It's a really exciting time, and while they're doing this, while they're pulling this out, of course, we're right there and we're watching. After that's done, though, I go into the kitchen to start making breakfast. Usually we do cinnamon rolls or something like that. And then we sit down and eat breakfast together as a family and read the Christmas story. This is really important to us because we want to start off the day strong, focusing on Christ, and making sure that it's not just all about the presents. And so we do that at the breakfast table usually, and we'll read the Christmas story. After that, we all come into the living room or wherever the tree is, then we open the Sparkle Box. And so if you didn't see my video on the Sparkle Box, in a very short nutshell, it's our gift to Jesus. It's different things that we've done throughout the Christmas season that we've done unto others. Most exciting gift that the kids are ready to tear into every Christmas morning. And it's the first thing we open to kind of, again, center that focus on Christ. So we open that present all together, and we go through all the different things that they've done over the Christmas season. And then we'll spend some time in prayer, and then we will open presents. And so I've had a lot of people ask how we do presents. I know a lot of people just sort of pass out and everybody kind of tears into it and it lasts about 10 minutes. That is not at all how we do it. We actually pass out the gifts, and usually the youngest who is able to help. So this year will probably be our toddler, and she will help pass out the presents because it keeps them active and moving so that they don't get distracted and off focus. So I usually give that job to them. They can help pass out the presents, and we pass out one at a time, and we watch each individual person open each individual gift. And this just makes it more special. It also puts the emphasis, in my opinion, it puts the emphasis on giving just as much, if not more, than getting. So we're all sitting there watching, waiting to see the present that we gave that person and to see how much they enjoy it. So that's just something that we do. So this whole process can take a while with 8 people. We learned early on with young kids is it was better off to take a little bit of time and in between presents and to let them play with them, because they would get super frustrated because we would hand them something else before they got a chance to even open or play with the item. So sometimes we can take several hours. Sometimes we'll pause and come back to it. If they're just really into their gifts and they want to dig into them now, we'll let them do that, and then maybe we'll take a break and come back in a half hour. So we let it go as long as we feel like taking, and we're not going to rush it, and it's a really fun thing that kids look forward to. So then after that, we go to my husband's family's house, and we get together with all the cousins and the aunts and the uncles and everything. We have a soup sort of late lunch, early dinner, and then we head off to the Christmas Eve service. After the Christmas Eve service, we come back to his parents' house and we celebrate Christmas with their family. And then the next day we go to my parents' house in the morning and we celebrate Christmas again with my family. So this is a back-to-back celebration that spans about 4 days long. It is quite the overhaul. It's super fun and super exhausting after all of it. But it's just so much fun to be with family and to get to see how each of the families make Christ the center of their Christmas in different ways. So that's kind of what our holiday tradition looks like. People wanted to know, just wanted to share it. Nothing super exciting or unique, but that's what ours looks like. Now, that being said, I wanted to kind of address an issue that's probably not talked about as much, and it's what to do with holiday traditions when the year has just been a little rough. It might be that there is pregnancy or a new baby in the home. It could be that you're in the middle of a big life transition, maybe moving or a new job or lost your job, whatever it might be. There can be so many different things that can cause sort of your whole Christmas season to be turned upside down. And this year just so happens to be one of those years for our family, and it's just been kind of out of the ordinary. First of all is to evaluate what traditions you have and why you have them. What are the most important to you, either because of the reason you do it or just because they're maybe super special to you, and determine that, kind of sort those traditions out. Then if it's time to actually cut back, see what you can just simply cut back on. Move one step back, make it a little bit simpler, and then which ones maybe need to go all together. That is super, super hard to do, but just remember your kids' lives are made up of years of time. Their childhood is made up of years of time of celebrating these traditions. And 1 year without the traditions, 2 years without the traditions is not going to scar them for life. So like I said, this is one of those years for us. We sat down at the beginning of the season and said we love doing all these things. Yes, our Christmas traditions are not super extensive on the day of Christmas, but we really celebrate more of a season. So from right after Thanksgiving until Christmas, we have quite a few traditions and things that we're trying to keep up and manage at one time. And when it is a rougher year like it has been for this year, it's been exciting and full of new things, but it's just been chaotic and some things had to go. So my husband and I, we sat down, we looked at what traditions we have and why we have those traditions. And we still wanted to make sure that Christ was the focus. So we made sure that if we were cutting traditions out, we were cutting ones out that either didn't necessarily emphasize that, or if they were ones that emphasize that, but maybe we were cutting back a little bit. So just what our kind of schedule looks like this year, not going into the whole thing, but we've learned to kind of cut back. You don't have to completely cut out a tradition if it's just too much. So for instance, the Truth and the Tinsel, we read through the scriptures leading up to Christmas Day, talking about the birth of Christ, and we usually do the color in the ornaments and everything, and we review over that regularly. And this year we knew that that just wasn't going to happen. So we are doing the Truth in the Tinsel. We've been doing it. We've been enjoying it, but we've just simply been reading it and talking about it and not doing any kind of hands-on activity, not doing the exercises, not doing any of the extras this year. And we felt like that was a good compromise. We couldn't handle doing the full-blown thing, which really it's not that much, but we just really couldn't add anything this year. But we just thought being in scripture is the most important part, so that's what we're going to stick to. Also, with our book reading tradition, we love doing that. We wrap a present every day, put it under the tree, and have our kids open up a new one to read. And we couldn't swing that one either this year. And so instead of doing that, we just have a book basket next to our tree, and we just put several of our favorite titles in there and have just picked them up when we have time. And so we'll binge read 4, 5, 6 books at one time, and then we won't read anything for 3 days. And then we'll pick up a few more and read them. And so we've just been kind of doing it that way. So first, it's about not being a slave to our traditions, not being burdened by them. And at the point that we become burdened by doing these fun, sweet traditions, there's a problem with that. And so we need to examine, and maybe we need to step back and take a break. And so I want to encourage you guys, whatever season you might be in this year, whether you are in full celebration mode, or maybe because of life you just sort of had to step back just a little bit, whatever it might be, to not feel the guilt and the burden of that, it's fun to get new ideas. I love sharing new ideas with people, but it's great to get new ideas, but maybe it's something that needs to wait a year or more, and that's okay. And it's okay to have traditions that stay the same, and it's okay to have things that change from year to year. And there's just a lot of freedom in that, and just want to encourage you not to be burdened this Christmas season by all the expectations that others put on us or that we put on ourselves. I hope you guys will enjoy your Christmas season. I'd love to hear what you guys do on Christmas morning and how you guys handle that. Drop that in the comments below. I'd love if you subscribe to my channel if you like these videos. I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday on making the most of the little moments in homeschooling, home management, and parenting, and everything in between. I hope you guys have a great Christmas season, a great celebration, and I will talk to you later. Bye.